Hi, people. Welcome to Friday Night Gist with Ano and Dami. And we have our amazing co-host White in our week today. We hope you're doing great. I think today is Naturalista. What they call it? Full
Yes,
head
so
today. Like I am literally just and the wig life is not working because some people just help you pull it, which will not even help. So it's easier
oh,
to
hi guys, good evening. Welcome to
evening
another Friday night
everyone.
just with Anu and Dami. We're glad to be here. Really tired and exhausted. Had a long day, just came in, but
Yes.
we're glad to be doing this. So please, if you're here right now, if you're watching this later, make sure you share. Help our ministry. You know, get us out there, share with your friends and family, tell them that we're live and we're gisting tonight.
Yep.
Um, yeah, we'd love to have you. So let everyone know that we're live. Anyways, I know how's your week.
So you know how they say that I'm in control. I can know how my day is gonna go. That was
Mhm.
what my week was like. I had one plan, but um, our time is in God's hand. At this point, anything can happen. Anytime you have to wake up, you have to be up whatever time, and Dr. Fatokun will call her Brigadier JMJ.
Hmm.
She sets the
She's the
but
one that calls the shots.
she calls the shots. But
She's
it's
the
been
yoga.
amazing.
She's the yoga madam.
Yes, so but it's been amazing. This week I was able to at least achieve one or two things that I wanted to.
Mhm.
I have yes. So she's telling you also. She's telling then she's doing a whole lot more than I think for me this week I was able to also I think I had one or two uploads for videos. So I just have to record more for my YouTube channel.
Mhm.
Um what else? I think I've just been laid back on social media and news. There's been and yeah, another thing I enjoyed this week was I've actually been getting to be in contact with YouTubers, Nigerian YouTubers in Canada, and I've
Mhm.
been connecting with a lot of people, and it's been nice. So yeah, I didn't know there are a lot of
Oh
people.
yeah, that's a definitely
Yeah,
growing space.
yeah.
I think that with the social media space, there's a lot to explore. And YouTube, that's a big, 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 big space. Even if I feel like right now a lot of people are very immigration based. Yeah.
Well, I feel like maybe we're just seeing a lot of them. I've seen some that are like business, giving business tips. I've seen a
Mhm.
lot of fashion. I've seen a lot of food.
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle ish. I think I've not seen a lot of motherhood faith based ones, which
Mhm.
that's my niche, for my YouTube channel. So I've not seen a lot of that, but yeah, like you said, I think we've just gotten in contact with a lot of people that are into
Yeah,
immigration and
and
stuff like
because again, that's everybody is in the japa season in Nigeria. Everybody is
that.
wanting to leave, so that's very very popular. Like
Yeah,
right now, if you say anything about immigration, in fact, it's one of the emails I get the most.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I always refer people. The thing about it for me is that I think that it's best for us to all stay in our strong suit. So there are certain things that because the fact that I have a platform or I have a voice doesn't mean that I'm the authority over it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's like, if you need finance help, I recommend you to someone to Fikayo, or fix the finance, as opposed to wanting to do everything. So yeah, so it's good. It's a growing industry. I think we need more of those actually.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
but sometimes too it can also seem as if the it's also saturated, you
I
know.
think it's just because I think it's all in our face now, just because we have a lot of people that are trying to travel. Like I've gotten a lot of DMs. So once I get the DM, I just it's just I've been getting DMs since there was a time I think it was October when I I did like I tried to like promotes a lot of brands that send
Mhm.
stuff to me. So I promoted I think three brands every day. And funny enough, it was that a lot of some people also wanted me to put out like trusted immigration consultants and stuff like that. And I've
Mhm.
had one or two on my show. So it was just easy for me to like, okay, you know what, let's just pack it back together. I just think that um getting the right plug and getting the right source, and don't fall victim of anyone that's going to tell you that, oh, come and give me so and so amount, I'm going to get you into Canada. Don't fall for them. Yeah.
But the thing about that, me self, it's a very, very, it's very, very dicey for me because I think that that subject matter is very sensitive,
Yeah.
and if you don't do the right thing, or it can affect different things. So I don't even touch it. Like
Oh no.
at this point, I
That's why
just
they are
forward it to.
consultants.
I just link you up with immigration. I'm saying this because like I feel like a lot of people think that we don't want to help, or you're in the promised land now. Because the problem with people going to immigration consultants is that they don't want to pay that money.
That is it.
So do you understand what I mean?
That is
So
that.
when it's
You
kind of
just
like
you just talked about it.
before you send me to somewhere now and they charge me big money, but I'm like, how about I give you a wrong advice?
You know what I
You
do? I just give them Canada.ca. If you don't want to
so
pay an immigration consultant that will help you, I will give you the correct um website that you should start filling your applications from, and you get all your information from. I rather give you that than you quoting me and saying that I told you to go and do this. I think that as human beings, we should help our fellow human beings by making sure that they have the right information and they have the right source. And if you can't, if you feel like this person can't afford it, just give them the immigration website. Let them go and do all the research themselves. When they now call you and want to start talking, you just tell them, I gave you the plug, you didn't want it. Now you can go and sit down and do your thing yourself. So yeah, I think it's important.
so I try to and I get that a lot because for different reasons, like, and I'm just like, it's not an industry that I'm interested in. It's not an industry, like, it's not an industry that, do you get what I mean? That I'll be
Yeah.
giving advice, and especially with things like that can be, you can say it's life changing. Go to her and go to someone that knows all the options, knows everything and
And
whatnot.
the good thing about using a consultant is when things go rough, because the
You,
consultant is an agent of the
mhm.
person will be able to go before them and say this, and help you. Just go through the proper channels. Don't cut corners, especially those that are in Nigeria, or even if you're stuck here or you have issues here, don't cut corners. Please make sure that you go to the right people and research. Do your research, make sure that, and pray well too. This thing also um you need God's favor in whatever it is that you're doing. So please let's make sure we do that, and that's gonna work out fine.
Yeah. Anyways, how my day went. Glad that you asked. Or how my week went. This week was a good week. I think I got a lot of stuff done.
Nice.
Today actually I was with Mrs. Neye,
Okay.
Ulwale. She's in town, and we're sort of exploring some all this black entrepreneur hubs
Yeah.
thing, and all the grants that are now open to us. So she's in town. She's in town from Ontario, and yeah, so we're trying to just see what that's all about and position ourselves in a place that. So it's been the whole day. I actually even met Abin follower. We met with Abin follower today too. It was pretty good,
Nice.
So it was good because I've not seen him in a very long time.
And you're in the same city.
Yeah, I didn't even know that he works in this city, but it was business related. Meeting was business related, so it was a good week. It was a great
Nice.
week.
Nice.
I think for the first time I did a lot,
Mm.
just because it's time to scale up. It's time to it's at that point where it's like, okay, what, like, how are we causing this explosion, like, so yeah, so my week was a good week. I'm really tired, like my eyes are like closing, but we're
And
here.
someone's eyes are closing, and for her to shut it and just sleep is what she's fighting. So hopefully she does like this, like sometimes.
So, Anu, what are we talking about today?
So today Dami called me out of my sleep. So today I just thought about like this year has been a lot. Like to be
Mhm,
very sincere with you, this year has been a lot for a lot of people with the COVID, with like I've been getting I got calls from a couple of people that actually and they were sharing their experiences and stuff like that. And
mhm,
I just looked at the old. Then yesterday I was listening to a radio show on 6:30 Chad, and it was yesterday was International Day of the Disabled,
mhm,
or people with living with disability, and people that were living with disability were calling in and saying how they've been struggling, how they've had surgeries, how, and I'm like, Anu, what is wrong with you? Like this is me in my head driving, but I'm like, God, I am grateful. Like I just thought about it. Like my eyes are like I can see, my
mhm,
hands are working, my heart is like I just thought about everything in one minute. Like this lady called and said she had had up to 9 surgeries. Another man called that they had had up to 6 surgeries on his eyes and he's still blind. And like those small things, you understand? Like waking
mhm,
up in the morning, all those things. And when you called this morning, I just felt like the perfect way to start the month of December is just to actually say what we are grateful for and how God has brought us thus far in the year 2020. I know that for some people, like one prayer that I remember Pastor Bola prayed 2 days ago, and she said that that bottom pot blessing where it is tasty, juicy, it is what you didn't even see it coming, right? Because you've
mhm,
already thought about it, like, okay, this year has come to an end. But
mhm.
God is just saying, you know what? I just started with you. And I think that's the excitement in my spirit all through the week. I've just been thanking God in advance for his blessings, for and shout out to my mom. She has been encouraging all through the week, even till today. She just keeps encouraging. Don't think about anything, just thank God. You get. And for me, it's we I think last week when I had Daniel Ojo on Life Matters, and it was more or less like I just thought about it and I'm like, someone wrote something on the Instagram, and the person wrote, we're walking over storms. And for me, I didn't care how 2020, like it was just like 2020 was a storm, and we being alive today, it's just been by the grace of God. And yeah, for me, that's what we're talking about today. Like
You
ah
notice how when you came up with the topic, I didn't even say anything.
I was sleeping. I did it was
No, I didn't.
after I woke up. It was
Mhm.
after I woke up, I just think that, oh, Dammy called me. What did I say?
Like honestly, I didn't say anything, and I didn't say anything um because I sort of touched about it. I touched it
Excuse me for 1 minute.
last week. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I
Yeah, I sort
just
of touched it last week that I'm at this place where there's so much going on that I'm just trying to even figure out, like, God, where are you in all of this? Like, it really feels like the wilderness, 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 wilderness. I said that's for the echo, for the effect of the echo. So when today you said, what are you grateful for? I will even lie to you. Like, in my mind, I was like, well, like, why? Like, I don't have anything. Like,
mm,
that's how it felt. And if not because of the meetings that I had today, if I was going to create a poster, I was going to put end of year bans, because I'm like, I'm not in the grateful spirit. But as you were just
mm,
speaking right now, the essence of this platform that we have is to be our authentic true selves.
mm,
So unfortunately, I wouldn't act, differently as much as possible. I'll try and be honest with what's going on. And so, to be honest, I didn't feel that. It felt like there's really nothing to be grateful for. But I thought about it as we were just speaking, and I'm like, there's actually a lot to be grateful for. There's the fact that I'm alive
Yeah.
is, is the fact that even if I feel like things are not going according to plan with certain things, um,
Shout out to Yinka.
hi Yinka, but the fact that I have life,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm able to wake up means that those things that are not going well can be corrected because, you know, I'm alive to make those corrections or to make those changes or to, so first of all, there's life,
Mm,
there's that to be grateful for. My family, you know, nobody's missing.
mm,
Yeah, I was talking to my daddy yesterday, and I was just telling him that, like, just reminding him because with all these things that they're doing in Nigeria, I'm like, Daddy, Corona is still outside, and I was just thinking about it, and because he was telling me about some of people that we know, some relatives that have not relatives, some of his friends that have died, some, and I'm thinking that no, nobody from my family is missing. Like that is enough to say thank you.
mm.
The fact that with all this COVID-19 that is even going on, like I don't know anybody that has, had it. Like maybe they've had it and
They
we
didn't
did not
share it.
even they didn't share, or maybe some people have even had it and they did not even know that they had it.
Mm,
You know, um, so that's enough to be grateful to God for. The fact that through it all,
mm,
there's hope, there's life,
mm.
there is peace, even in failures, God is still glorified.
Yes.
In everything, God is still glorified. Um so it just and this is just me just thinking about it right now, today, as I said, I went out, and all day I was like, I literally just came in like 20 minutes or 30 minutes ago, and to just think that the things that I have been upset about, the things that to see that okay, there are ways, there's still hope in figuring things out, there's still hope in making things work. It's enough to say thank you, and it's because I have life.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I have life that I can make plans.
Mm.
So it's enough reason to just say thank you. So yeah, so what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for family, both immediate, extended, and family by choice, so friends. I'm grateful for
Yeah, I'm
um,
grateful for connects and friendships that I made this year. I think this year made me have tangible friends that added value to my life. A lot of sisters that added value. I'm grateful for that. That's that I'm
so I'm grateful for a lot. I'm grateful for a lot. It doesn't, I don't know if this happens to you, that when you just feel like, yeah, you just feel like, but God, this is you do this. But honestly, I'm really grateful for so many things. I'm grateful for opportunities. I'm grateful for my platform.
mm,
You know, I look at it, and I look at the doors I'm able to get into. Today, I walked into the African store, and I had my mask on, and all of a sudden, everybody, because I rarely go to. I've only been to the African store. This will be the second time I'm going to the African store in Regina. Like usually, when I was in Saskatoon, that was always like my base. So I entered the store, and everyone was like, "Go, Dami Adini, oh, what you're doing, this," and this is something that this platform has been frustrating me, So it just like sometimes the things that we don't see and other people appreciate, the things that we're hard on
mm,
ourselves for not being able to do well, and other people are appreciating it. Because I was with somebody else, and she was like, Hey, that means so this is like a celebrity. Like me, I said myself, I did not know that I was, So to see that people actually say and appreciate, even if it's not where I wanted to be, and that frustrating thing of when you have this passion and this dream, I'm
Yeah.
just grateful that I even have the opportunity to build on something,
Mm,
that God is there. I'm
mm.
grateful that I have God because I don't know what I would have done
I
this
mean,
year.
that's one thing that I'm grateful that, like, most time people ask what are you grateful for, I most time I just type I'm grateful I have Jesus, because I don't know how I would have survived this year without the word of God, without Jesus, without without having Jesus on my side. Like, oh, Jesus has been
Like I
amazing. Mm,
honestly, I really don't know how. I was thinking about it today in the car, and I was just thinking that how will it be without like living without God? Because I mean, it's not like I'm perfect. I have my struggles and everything, but even today, as I was driving to go pick up the person that I was with, like the music I was listening to was just ministering to my spirit, was talking to my situation. This is songs that I've heard over and over again, but there was just you could just tell that God was present, God was
mhm,
speaking, and I'm like, and it was comforting. There was a bit of comfort in that. So just
mm,
knowing that even through it all, not knowing how to explain yourself, not knowing how to rationalize what you're going through or how you're thinking, that there's
mm.
somebody that would always understand,
Yeah,
So I'm grateful that I have God,
yeah.
I'm it's I think sometimes we underestimate God as a friend.
Mm.
We
We sing
we
the song, but we don't understand the meaning a lot.
yeah, we look at God a lot of time as father, as judge, as so that's that authority figure. And the thing with that is that with that kind of relationship, it's a I don't want to say superior to inferior because God is always going to be superior, but
Mm,
there's almost like a formal setting because the way I talk to you is different from the way I talk to my dad, right?
mm,
Um, do you understand what I mean? Like there's like this there's like this friendship that a friend gives, or there's like this comfort a friend gives,
mm,
that is a father to gives comfort, but it feels like you cannot. You don't whine to a father. You don't like. It's. Do you understand what I mean? So
yeah.
I think we underestimate the relationship of our relationship of friend, where it's kind of like God, man. This is. I don't feel like doing anything. I'm tired. I don't know what to do again. I just really want you to just hold my hand. Can I just put my hand on your chest? Like, can I just, God, I need a hug right now? Yeah. So I'm so grateful for that. Anyways, let me let you speak.
No. And sorry, guys, we are just trying to make sure that this auntie sleeps. To be very sincere, God has been good. I I just look at, like, I sat down to count. Let me start from, like, the show. I sat down to count how many guests I had, and when I sit down and write all the names, there was the day I posted it, someone called me and said, "You've interviewed 95 guests." Like, the person, like, I didn't think it was that. And it's not like I repeat. Maybe I repeated one person once. Do you
Mhm,
understand?
mhm,
And in my head, I was just thinking about it, that I actually had to sit down to talk to 95 people, that some I never met, some I just stumbled on. Like, I thought about, and this is minus like the other people that I even talked to, like, through a show I had before that. I kind of, the weight of running two shows was too much for me, so I had to I had to pause on one. But I just thought about it and I'm like, God, like, how did I do it? You get like, how did I do it? And the other side to it was for me, I just thought about like family. Like, I'm grateful that God has kept my family amidst all odds. You understand?
I multiplied you.
You understand? And I'm even talking about like extended family, like my parents, my brother, and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And I now break it down to me getting married, having a kid, and funny enough, there was a COVID patient in the ward I gave birth. So like all those things just came together, and I'm like, God, and you were responsible for this old human being called Anu. You understand? Like, how
Mm.
were you so kind and gracious and loving? And at the same time, I knew days where I didn't even open my Bible, and I knew days where I didn't pray. And I knew, like, do you get? And I just had to come back to and I knew days where I was anxious for nothing. You understand? Even though the
Mhm.
Bible says you're anxious for nothing, but I was anxious for a lot, you get. And
Mhm.
all those things just came to my head, and he still remained faithful, you get. Like, I just look at it, and like I look at how we were talking about Friday night G since last year, you understand. And this year,
Look at how it
god
happened.
god, it just happened, like we just did it, and that was it, you understand. And I looked at a lot, and I'm like, God, you are actually faithful. Like, wow. Like, even days where I don't feel like having it. You get, like, I don't want to do anything. I don't I'm not in the mood for any of this. And it just shows up. It just comes through. I was sharing on Saturday, and I was telling Samis Ojon, and he was sharing a testimony that for 5 years he was in a job that he was just managing, and God gave him the exact job. After 5 years, God gave him the exact job he has been looking for 5 years. And in my head, I'm like, God, like this year, God taught me what it means that He will supply all my needs. And I was sharing his testimony of even days where it's not like we didn't have Pampers, but probably the ones we had at home were like bigger sizes, and we're like, okay, no, let's go to the store and go and get Pampers. And that afternoon, someone will just miraculously come to the house, give us the exact size that I wanted to go and buy in the store. You understand? And
Mhm.
as small as you can think of that, I just look at it and I'm like, God, you actually provide. Like, you have always been there. And I don't know. God has been so good for so many reasons. I'm grateful for Seaman. Like, Seaman, God used Seaman for me this year. Like, I'm grateful that I was able to have that go for school
Love
of school of ministry when it came up, just because, you understand. And like, I'm just grateful for a lot of things that happened this year, and how God gave us more than enough time to actually have time for himself, and not just get distracted by everything that's been going on in the world. So if you look down, like if you look deep down, I know that there are some days where, to be very sincere, you don't feel like being grateful, oh, but um these are the days where, like, just listen to them that yesterday, and hearing people that are alive but can't see, that can't walk. And it's not like I'm trying to look at them as, I don't look at people with disability as less than I am, but
Mhm.
I just look at that I have things that some of them don't have, and I still complain about things. What do you
Mhm.
call this person? Kobam said one thing one day. He said, it was talking a TEDx talk, and it was the gift of blindness. And he said that he and his wife went to the store. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Okay, so while you're taking that break, so yeah, so those are things I'm really grateful for. Um, I'm grateful for I've said the platform, Friday Night Gist. Honestly, this started off very very light, and just looking at where God is taking it to, and the opportunities that are being presented and all that is even crazy. So
Yeah, so I was talking about, so he talked about the gift of blindness, and he said there was this day he and his wife, they went out, right? And as they were leaving wherever they were coming from, they entered into a store. So he said the reason why they went to the store was to buy water. So he told his wife, just lead me to where I'm to get water. He got the water and he went straight to the counter. He said between the place he got water and the counter, his wife had seen gum, she had seen this, she had seen magazine, she had seen this. And he said the gift of his blindness is that he knew what he wanted to do, and the focus of what he
Mm,
wanted to do was what brought him into that store. He wasn't
mm,
distracted by anything else. He wanted water, he
mm,
came for water. And he said that's a gift that people that can see don't understand focus. Ah,
mm,
dummy, that's if y'all should go look for it.
mm,
Cobams on TEDx, the gift of
mm,
blindness. And for me, it has taught me that when I'm getting distracted by whatever situation I'm going through and I'm not listening to whatever it is that people are trying to like tell me, I go back and I remember those words that what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on the storm that I'm looking at, or am I focusing on God? And if I focus on God, it will make me understand that I can walk over the storm as long as I have Jesus on my side. So the most incredible thing that I would say that I have enjoyed in 2020 is the person of Jesus. Like having a deeper relationship and a better I'm also grateful for the U version devotional. Oh my god, those devotionals have been helping me even till date. So yeah, I think that it's a lot to be thankful for. It's a lot to be thankful for. And when I remember that TEDx talk, it just makes me think of what are so many things that I feel like I've lost focus on. You understand? Like what
mm.
are things that I actually came in to buy? You understand? Dammy, I'm calling you because I want us to discuss Friday night gist. How do we go? Like,
When we
have
talk
we
about everything else but
do you understand? And that's what life throws at you sometimes, where you actually okay, damn it, today you're going to do ABC. Now, I'm not saying life doesn't happen, no, life happens. To be very sincere with you, lately for me, life happens a lot more. I wake up in the morning and I feel like, oh, my day is going to go this way, and it goes the other way. And
mm,
yeah, there are times where I'm like, oh God, this thing is happening again. But the other side of it, I'm like, that I even woke up this morning, that I have a baby that can disturb me. You get my point,
mm,
and I'm not looking at it at someone else that probably doesn't have a baby and feeling like, oh, this is not
mm.
working for
Not,
them.
it's not from a place of I'm better than. It's from a place
No,
that I have.
yes, that I have. And I'm content, even though I'm not where I want to be, but where I used to be, this place is better. You understand? And that me, God has been good. God has been good. God has been good. God has been good. Like,
So,
mm,
so for the rest of your year, I know that a lot of us are planning for 2021. Some people are not because this is 2020 already showed us prepare. So let's just
I
let.
don't think it should stop us from planning. I think that what I had in mind, and to be very sincere, for the rest of the year, I'm planning to just do like for my show, plan to just do worship sessions into the end of the year, just because I don't think if I'm going to I don't think I want to have any conversation with everybody has life is still dealing with everybody. You get for me, but for next year, I think that planning month to month is what has been on my mind, and not necessarily like planning for the whole year. You understand? Like
Mm,
I know what I want to see for the whole year, but I want to also leave it into God's hand that okay, this is what I have about God moving forward, but how do you want me to move month
mhm,
to month, so that even if the goal is still there, let him help me in directing me on what to do part time. And
mhm.
and yeah, that's just my own, because yeah, 2020 I bought a planner. Where is even it?
My own, I've just been holding it up and down the place. Oh,
I think I removed it from here because it
I
was
know you.
it was demoralizing for me.
Yeah, like for me, I actually carry my planner all over the place. I still use it because my planner is kind of like a calendar as well.
Yeah.
Um But for the rest of the year, I know a lot of people are not planning for 20 because we don't, at least for the first quarter, it seems like we're still figuring out this whole COVID-19 thing. So it's kind of like, okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the year, for me, is just um, building my content bank. I'm going to be creating more specific content.
Mm,
And so some of the things that I'm doing is like I'm building a content calendar in which I'm considering selling. Eventually, it's going to be a project that I'm going to sell, but yeah, just working on that so that in terms of pre-scheduling posts and all that stuff to sort of go out. So it's just that planning phase. That's what the rest of 2020 is looking at. I'm
mm.
really hoping that I get to my 10,000 followers soon because I need that swipe up. That means that
It is key. It is key.
it's
So,
so key.
guys, please, you don't need to buy much. We're not saying you
I
should.
mean, I'm not even selling anything to
That's what
anybody.
I'm saying. Like, what we are asking to do is free. You get, like, it's free of charge. Just support us. We are content creators. That's what we know how to do, right? So, and to be very sincere, I'm grateful. I started the year with 97 subscribers, and I'm at
Which year?
257 today. This year, 2020.
On YouTube, I'm like, wait. But that was actually true. I said the year with 5,000. I think 5,000, a little over 5,000.
So for me, like it's something that I'm grateful for those that have been supporting so far. But like I said, it will cost you nothing to just hit the subscribe and just share. Like sometimes, and I tell people the face I'm at right now, the content I'm putting out is from a lot of mothers, and the feedback I'm getting is from a lot of mothers. You understand? So
Mhm.
yes, I know that some of the content are more may not be for you right now, but I understand that you can help
Share with
someone.
somebody.
You understand? Share with someone that you feel like, oh, can do. But like I had someone message me and say that, oh, thank you for reviewing the Medela breast pump. Like my friend just bought it for me, and and the video really helped me to get this in perspective. And I'm grateful. You understand? And I was even grateful that even the Medela Canada reposted on their Insta story. And for a lot of things, little things like that, the small things, I am grateful. So please, the way you can support us in 2021, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, share whatever content we're putting out. You understand? And it won't cost you anything. To be very sincere, it won't cost you nada, 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 nada. It won't cost you. So,
So
guys,
yeah, so that's it for me. It's like the rest of the year I just want to be more organized.
mm,
A lot of the fatigue I experience and a lot of is just
people pray for damn you. 2021, you should learn how to say no, and she should rest and she should sleep.
like a lot of it is just not being organized enough. Like um I need to be really, really organized and respect my own time.
Mm,
And so
key.
yeah, so that's the plan is like I'm just building that content. There are a lot of things that I want to also um a lot of products that we're working on. So that's part of what we met to sort of talk about, okay, what's the next thing? Like talking about this scheduling tool would be for content creation. And the reason why is that Instagram and social media works on an algorithm. You have to know how to game the algorithm, and the algorithm is based on content. Knowing what content to put, when to put, the time to put, how to get your stuff on the explore page, all that kind of stuff. And so it has to do with the more stuff you put out. So you have to also be conscious, right,
Mm.
of you know those things. So even knowing what national day we're celebrating or knowing those things help. So that's what that product is going to be. But I'm trying to test it out myself. And please, if you're a content creator here and you don't use a social media scheduling tool, are you really a content creator?
So, okay, so let me tell you my bias about that for this season of my life. Don't even look at me that way.
You post manually. Yeah.
Let me no. Let me tell you why it hasn't worked definitely for me is
Mm-hmm.
because for me I work week by week basis. You understand? For okay, so I manage so many platforms, and for some platforms I actually work like social media content calendar, do the work. But for my own personal stuff, just because I haven't gotten that how would I call it? So right now I'm using JMJ schedule. Now, when I say okay, something is going to be out, or I'm going to put something out for, that's why I said that for 2021, that will be my main focus because I will already pre-record a lot of my videos before 2021. So it's just for me to just premiere, put everything out. You get my point. But on the part of posting, because I don't even know when I want to post. I don't know what I want to post. And for me, working on a schedule means like I have to know when I want to post my YouTube video, and know when I want to post for my Instagram. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make I like it's not like how okay, someone like Fikayo that will work well because she's working with a particular money on her mind.
Mm-hmm.
My own page has more of life matters, YouTube, all that in one space, and
Okay.
Friday night gist. You get my point. So for something like Friday night gist, how do I put it into, how do I include it when we also work on week by week basis when it comes to our posting? So for me, it's more or less like I wake up in the morning, I after doing all the things I want to do, and I go through timeline, I'm like, oh, I actually like this my picture. Okay. I actually used the divisional 2 days ago that I think that will work really well, or this thing I created months ago. So I think it hasn't sat down for me when it comes to using that calendar for my own personal page. I
Okay.
feel like when I have that all things drawn down, and that I think it will work.
So let me tell you why I would advise not to go that route.
Okay.
And the reason why is that you're a content creator, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're looking and for other content creators here too, or people that would eventually see this, you are looking the what how the whole content creation thrives is by engagement.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need to get that engagement. Now, I'll use your platform for example, Life Matters, right?
Yeah.
You have I get what you mean in the sense that it's
Oh, for
based
for
on
life matters, I do that. But for my personal like I said, for my personal page, it can't work that because there are weeks where I don't even post anything the entire week. Like play like joke, you already started on Instagram. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay,
yes.
Bukai is reminding us that we started on Instagram. Um, oh, okay.
So the thing about it is that for your personal page, that is not good. Be
Mm,
to get your algorithm up, to get your numbers up, because we have to look beyond our share. To get your numbers up, you have to at least post one post. I think an average of 10 posts a week,
wow.
right? Yes, to get your algorithm up, about 10 posts a week, and all that is what builds your site. There's a way that forget that I'm talking about 10,000 and there's a way that you can even monetize your 3,000, your 2,000 if you have your
Mm,
insights right. So part of it is posting all the time, because the more you post, the more people like. Now the thing about it is that you have to be deliberate about the content you're posting. You're a
yeah,
brand.
and that
What is
and that's why I'm saying that.
Wait,
Sorry, and
just
that
listen.
okay.
Just listen. I think that your brand is even so easy to work with, right? Because there's so many things, there are so many aspects to motherhood that you can post. So I'll give you an example. If I was going to advise your scheduling, this is December,
Yeah,
right? You put out a post for Christmas, you put out a post for let's say Boxing Day, you put out a post for New Year, you create content around those things, right?
yeah,
In a way to represent your brand. You celebrate Christmas, you celebrate those things, everybody experiences those days.
yeah.
Me, I've already scheduled my Christmas post and I've already done it. All I
Mm,
do on that day is just go and check and engage people,
mm,
right? So I'll give you an example now. I'm trying to present myself to certain brands or to make myself marketable. So December 17th is National Pancake Day. Sorry, National Maple Syrup Day. So I've
Mm,
done a whole post about that,
mm,
right? And I don't have to be a mother can do a post like that.
mm,
Because what that does is that when if and there are influencer marketing hubs. There are different hubs that you can join that they're like, oh yeah, we have this maple syrup. Can you do a post on it?
mm,
Right. So they want to see that you know how to create those platforms. So
mm,
a lot of some of the things you have to position yourself in a way that you are marketable or yeah, you can be an influencer as well.
mm.
So that's an example now. So creating I think yesterday was National Cookie Day. You know, if I had kids, I would have done like a making baking cookies with your what's your favorite cookie recipe. In fact, if I had remembered early enough, or I saw it, my mom gave me a recipe book,
Mm.
and that she wrote handwritten her recipes, and she has like granite cookies. I've never tried it before, and I'm like, oh, it would be nice to just make this cookie, and it would just be that African infusion to it. And then I've presented it as African, okay, cookie. Can it? Do you understand what I mean? Now I've
Yeah.
made myself marketable that butter can approach me,
Mm-hmm.
sugar can approach me. So
Yeah.
that's how you have to start thinking. And it's the more you post so think about it that way that, okay, I know the brand. Your brand is motherhood. Your brand is faith. Your brand is, okay, on Monday, I do like my quote of the week. What is, my word of encouragement, or what's the thing that I've been studying in, that is speaking to me at this point. Two, oh, the challenges of mother Tuesday, okay, the challenges of motherhood. Oh, the day started off like this. We can't even go out anymore because, breastfeeding. I have to.
So let me and funny enough, we are trying to tell you something we are grateful for, and this is one of the things we are grateful for, which is sharing ideas through our
Mhm,
platforms.
mhm,
Um, so for someone that blogs,
mhm.
it's that is very. I see a lot of people that writes like me. The only way I can do that is what I do now, which is I have documentaries of different things that I'm going through this process. And it's easier for me to do that. And that's what I do through my YouTube channel. I already have
Mhm,
my next 3 videos for the week. You get what I'm saying?
mhm.
For me to type all these things you're saying,
It
my
can be a video sometimes. I
no, that's
know.
what I'm saying. Like for me, and I get what you're saying. That's what I'm trying to unlearn now. Where most times what I do before is I had to like archive a lot of pictures I felt like were not relevant on my page. Like if you notice that I had to like decompress my page all the way down because of like a lot of back and forth about stuff. But now that I'm coming back and I'm trying to like rebuild and refurbish whatever it is that I'm working with, it's easier to start up what you're talking about because now I'm trying to get a new sense of what I am putting up together. And that's why I start doing like, okay, instead of putting the picture of the um YouTube thumbnail of what I actually have on YouTube, why not just put a video, like a 1 minute video from the
And that
entire
gets
video?
more
So
engagement than
which gets more
photograph.
engagement
Mhm.
than me just trying to put the picture and telling people to go watch. So that, like I said, it's something that with this new schedule, with my new schedule, this what you're saying will work out better for me
Yeah.
because I is now I have like this is her a third month, and it is this 3 months that I just found everything I want to do and a like a sense of okay, this direction I want to go when it comes to that. And I think it really helps that I'm finding it out now and not necessarily before now where I can just say, okay, this is what I want to talk about and I move forward with
Mhm,
it. So I think it and also trying to put a balance. 'Cause I know a lot of people try to like have a schedule, but it's good to have a schedule, but at the same time, also always open your heart to whatever the Holy Spirit wants you to also say to the people because you might have pre-planned it
mhm.
and there are days where I actually have planned, okay, this is what I'm going to put up,
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 posts, and I just wake up in the morning, it's a different message that comes to my spirit, and I just have to dump that. So like Dami has said, and which I and Dami will probably, like, maybe on probably the last show of the year, we'll kind of talk about planning into 2021 and things as content creators, things you should do, things you should put in place. I think I will talk from the angle of probably gadgets you should start getting for 2021, and then we'll talk about how we can put our content out there more. So I think that's something that we should work on, probably talk about, so that it will help people that want to, because these guys are not, they're not cheap. These
They're
guys
not,
are not cheap, right?
and
So
to be honest, social media too is an avenue. If you, the thing about it is that it's a lot of patience.
it
Um,
is.
it's
It
a
is.
lot of patience. So if you are looking to, thinking that it's like immediate money and you get the money, let me just tell you now, Kuli, it's not good. I'm not going to even sell that to you, but it's something that can be, you can think about it even as residual income, 5 years, 10 years. Yes, I said so. Um, and it's just knowing how to play on that algorithm.
Mm.
I thought that somebody was interviewing me, and she was asking me that, do I think that businesses should have blogs? Absolutely, like, very, very important because of keywords and
Dami, I
all
want
that
to
stuff.
ask you a question
Mhm,
for that blog thing. Do you
mhm,
think everybody can blog? Because I've tried it. To be very sincere, I sucked. I have a website where I feel like I should have done better in trying to put like more content out through blogging. But
mhm,
when it comes to me and blogging, I can see from the camera and script up something immediately. But for
mhm.
me to type those thoughts, do you think everybody can blog, or do you think that we should just get people that can blog and work hand in hand with them? If you know it's not your strength.
Blogging has the money long term.
Mm.
Like, with affiliate marketing, with, like, in terms of, it has the money long term. And if you're able to create some form of schedule, blogging will work. Blogging is a place that you always, as far as you have a blog and it's operational, and at some point you've monetized it, it's somewhere that 5, 10 years from now, you could just go to your account and you see money,
Mm.
because, like, those ads are constantly running on it. So when you think about it that way, I don't like blogging. I
No,
like
but damn me.
I
You
don't
can't.
like
No, 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 no,
blogging
no, 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 no,
at
no. Let's not.
all.
Damn me. And that's where me and you, our strengths differ. I can see, because I know that at some point you start doing like videos, doing news and stuff like that, and you stopped and you started doing like, but your blogging has been consistent. For me, I don't know. I
Let
think
me tell you why. Let me tell you one of the things that I'm learning, and
yeah.
I'm okay with that, is that for me, it's easier for me to focus on one thing to a certain point, and
Okay, I
then,
think someone is saying they'll need us to talk about the content creators from the angle of gadgets and the angle of getting more engagement. So that may
yeah,
please
sure.
help us note it
Like,
so that we
we
can.
definitely will do that. Like, there's what was I even going to say? There's one thing that I'm trying to do, is that focus on one thing, make something primary, be consistent with it, and then, like, you get a rhythm. I've gotten that with my blog, and I've gotten that with Instagram. My focus right now is that 10,000. Let me, once I cross that 10,000, we're gonna move to YouTube. Focus, cross, because I think that it works for me, and it's something that I'm just learning about myself, that it works when I have, like, goals like that. It's important that it doesn't mean that I will now keep all those other things idle, but it just helps me, like, know to focus on that one thing. So that's why the blog, I started with the blog.
Mm,
And one of the reasons, at some point, I wasn't as active again with the blog, because I was like, it's really the least favorite thing to do. Like, I don't like, but because I've sort of created a routine for myself with that, it comes second nature to me.
Mm.
right? Then one of my mentors told me not to abandon that because that was how people knew me.
Mm.
So that that was my identifier, that my identity the blogger. So if I'm not blogging, then do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me it's really, I'm learning that, okay, focus, 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 get it done, as opposed to dividing all my attention to different places and then, you know, scrambling to, get. So that's the approach that I'm using right now. Once I get to that landmark for Instagram, I'm moving to, it's not, I have content, I have stuff for YouTube that I already have. Some I've not edited, some I've edited, it's just the energy to, just because again with YouTube is that you have to know how to tweak the system, the algorithm, things to
Yeah.
do. You know, there are certain things that you can do that can push your, so all that energy, and it doesn't take it. Say I've not done that on this page in a while. One day I'll just sit down and just do everything, and you see the numbers change. So it takes time, it takes a lot of, systematic strategizing and all that kind of stuff. But I do advise everyone that can blog, or like, people are making mad money because, see, if someone, let me tell you how money is being made. I'm an Amazon affiliate, different things. So let's use Amazon for example. Do you know that if I put in the right keyword searches and someone types, let me say, okay, this microphone, someone is like podcasting microphone, and my blog comes up, and that's how they click. Let's say they even click or go to Amazon from there. There are cookies, right? I get
Mm.
commission for it. So can you
Mm.
just imagine the amount of people that I might not know, the people that I know that are like, okay, the best microphone to get in Canada, and my blog keeps popping up. Can you imagine that over time? Can you imagine the money being made? So that's why I said, for blogging is different. It's one of those things that you can just log into your Google AdSense account and, where did all this money come from? Because it's people will always search. So it's knowing that those keyword searches. If you've noticed in my recent blog post, I have been using a lot of numbers because people like numbers. 7 ways to, 9 ways to, 7 ways to support me, 9 ways to. So when people claim how to, do you understand what I mean? Those things pop up. So
Mm.
it's knowing the algorithm, and over time, yes, it would definitely add up. So
Okay, guys, I know that we've gone off course, but that's how things we are grateful for, that we can share ideas and we are sane enough to actually have those ideas. So, before the end of the month, we will be sharing. I think we'll probably use. I don't know if we'll do everything on one show or we're going to alternate it. But we'll try and do that. So that we have people actually come ask questions. I think I'll just be talking on the side of like the right equipment to buy, and also we'll be sharing softwares that we use like as individuals. For me, basically when it comes to editing and the likes and stuff like that, and things that also Dami uses for our blog and things that she can help also. And you can also message Dami and say, okay, this is what I've been doing so far and it has not been working, so how can I do better and stuff like that. So yeah, we will. We're not leaving you guys, but we gotta go.
we
Today
gotta
we've talked
go.
about what we're grateful for, and I hope that it makes you also go back and sit down and think about what you are grateful for and what God has helped you through 2020. I know the year is not over, and like we said, it is the sweetest jollof rice. There's always at the bottom of the pot. So please make
Bottom
sure.
pot. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week, Friday.
Yes, we will.
Have
We will. We will.
have a wonderful weekend. Bye
Yes.
bye.
Bye. See you guys. And please don't forget to subscribe, share, and support your guests. Thank you.
Peace